Before you argue with someone, ask yourself, is this person mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of different perspective? If not, there is no point to argue. Oh yes? I am simply more intelligent than you. Argument over. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/IAmVerySmart part 15. Let's get started. So, this next intellectual says that Super Bowl commercials are aimed at a single-digit IQ audience. Is it my imagination, or are the producers of these commercials aiming for a single-digit IQ audience? If so, they're succeeding. I've never seen such a collection of decerebrate, brain-dead productions in one place. Makes Sesame Street look like a primer for particle physics in comparison. I mean, they kinda gotta appeal to a wide audience, so they're not gonna be the most intellectually stimulating. This next one's IQ of 140 plus just makes it difficult to deal with the rest of us. They've been registered on Zuckerberg's Book of Faces since the 11th of December 2011. A true veteran indeed. Are you tolerant of others' opinions, beliefs, religions, lifestyles, etc. thinking? Sometimes. Although stupid people genuinely piss me off. When your IQ sits at 140 plus, it's hard not to let it piss you off. And why do you wish to join? Well, I want to know what this page is about. Have a scroll just like every other sigh-loving Muppet out there. And do you agree to the group rules from the admins? I agree. Well, I'm declining you because you're simply too smart for us mere mortals. Clearly. For this next one, whoa, don't mess with this guy, he teaches his own father on a video about manipulation techniques. What are you doing here, OP? I outgrew my father and matured faster, so now I have become the teacher, the master, as some say. I went away for any years, though. I understand a lot, but always am a humble student. Yeah, so humble that you say you're outdoing your father. Read the Kabbalion for Mental Power and Art of Seduction, well, all Robert Greene's books, then read all Napoleon Hill books and all of Jim Rohn and Dale Carnegie books. I'm not a great speller, a lot of intellectuals really aren't, but I can read and retain knowledge and change faster than anyone I know. I was born on April 10th, 1986, when Halley's Comet came closest to Earth ever in history. My life has been extraordinary, beyond belief. I live it, but I need help. I really do. It's lonely down here, and when everyone else is shut off and ignorant, I want more of what was taught here. I really like the Black Swan guide too. You both have equal good stuff, and that says more than anything. I hold this up with the highest of knowledge you must learn to survive in the realm of intelligence. Oh, and manipulation techniques. I guess you gotta be super intelligent to manipulate people, am I right? For this next one, turn-ons include eggs and travel. Eggs? What? Some taste buds have never experienced the gift of travel, the type of travel that allows one to experience the multitude of textures ingrained in various ethnic foods. For one to discern the taste of eggs, you would have to experience get to the source, poultry farming. For this next one, the guy just said that's cat. Gosh, I have to look up all these lame words on Urban Dictionary. Like this word 18 seconds in. Gosh, those words are so stupidly made up. Gen Z is so uncreative at their BS. No wonder why they're all depressed and don't know what the hell is going on in this world. Because they choose to be that way. You know, people have been making up slang for generations, so this is nothing new. And continuing on the YouTube comment section, this was the easiest thing ever. As a math person in the 8th grade, I guess I can go to Harvard now, LMAO. Someone from Harvard was looking at this comment section and asked them, dude, you want a scholarship? For this next one, Starbucks triggered him of all things. Hey, it's me from Hinge. Hi there. You said you were free Thursday. I was wondering if you wanted to grab a cup of coffee at the Hills Starbucks and maybe get to know each other a little? Now, the average person would respond with something like, sure, that sounds great. But remember, this is not your average person. This intellectual replies with, Starbucks, ... Yeah, I'm not sure this is gonna work. You seem nice and all, but I have standards. Obviously you don't. I'm trying to build a vision and work towards the finer things in life, and that starts with people on my same wavelength. Starbucks just F's up the vibe, you know. For this next one, get a load of this guy. I love being from New Zealand. Most of the world have no idea that we have come up with some of the world's greatest inventions. No offense to anyone else, please, but you're talking to a forensic music psychologist. I'm smart too. Just said most people have been tested with IQ scores. Skeptical. So am I. My IQ has been tested twice, at 166 and 167. Maybe the next one will be 168, and then 169. Nice. Not on stupid internet websites though. Professional psychotherapist. That puts me about 7 points ahead of Einstein. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to him, even though you just did. I'm absolutely no physicist and an amateur scientist, but my skills lay elsewhere, and my favorite Einstein? No, this is a bit irrelevant. I knew he was known for being arrogant, but he wasn't. But that's different, so am I. My favorite quote he used to use often is when someone interrupted his work and he would just ignore them and say irrelevant. Absolute legend. You sound like a complete jackass. r/IAmVerySmart. LOL, at least I'm not an egomaniac, and no, I can't be my job as looking after people. You go back to your job delivering milk, you peasant. Though what in the world is a forensic music psychologist? I'm still confused about that. Hey, if you're enjoying this, then why not hit that like button? If you want to see more, subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and comment if you have something on your mind. And for this next one, yes, only he can understand the mysteries behind the complexity of geometry. What a bunch of clowns pointing things out. God, I hate people sometimes. Only a true genius like me can understand the true meaning of this video. And now our brains are too small to comprehend religion. Science has proved a lot of biblical events. Even though your uncultured intelligence of a fraction of actual science disagrees, doesn't mean you're always right. Since I'm guessing you're probably a Gen Z kid that thinks he is better than everyone. Without religion, we wouldn't be here. Literally every culture has been based on religion. Even atheism is a religion because it's an ideology that nothing exists. Muslims, for example, created a lot of things that have actually benefited society. Have you ever did anything to help the world? Probably not, because if you did, you wouldn't be trashing on religions that your tiny brain refuses to understand, that people have their own ideas on life. Imagine this guy versus the r/IAmVerySmart atheists. It would be a battle of pseudo-intellectuals. For this next one, no way! The backrooms aren't real? This genuinely captured the feeling of the backrooms. The lighting, camera movement, and sound effects were spot on. Absolutely loved it. For real. Dude, it's an art thing that someone made. No one here besides maybe 2 or 5-year-olds actually think this is real, rolls eyes. I think everyone knows it's fake, Mr. Sherlock. This next one tells people she has a law degree and is a surgeon, but neither are true. Name something that is special about you. My brain. I am really smart, and I hold knowledge like crazy. I recently uncovered and have been exposing 2 women in their late 20s who during 2019 decided to start making fake identities and personas to scam people in the gaming community. It's really wild the lengths they went to and the egos they've developed from pretending to be other people. It is quite sad really, but pathetic. Why do you watch only mainstream American low IQ movies? You should try some real art house films. I am a cinephile, so I know about the art of the film. For this next one, apparently Shakespeare lacked vocabulary and intellect. There is a well thought out reply that not only shows intellect and grace, but also highlights the wonderful DBD community. Bravo, sir! I didn't think anyone could encapsulate all the worst things about the internet in one comment here, but you did. Brevity's a soul of wit. Say the people with a lack of vocabulary and intellect. So, William Shakespeare has a lack of vocabulary and intellect? You sure this is the hill you want to die on? If the shoe fits. For this next one, We the Smart posted under an r/Herman Cain Award post. The intellectuals have allowed the idiots to congregate in our great internet. It's not just the states. The internet has allowed the stupid to organize. We the smart kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We made technology so easy to use, so user-friendly, that now the dummies are turning it against us. Back in the day, you had to be at least slightly tech-savvy to run a blog. Now any idiot has Facebook. So now the dummies are forming into a 7 billion strong swarm of stupidity that is killing our planet and species. And we, the smart, the intellectual, unfortunately have morality too advanced to allow us to purge the unintelligent from the species. This is why your species is screwed. We need to wipe out the dummies, but we are all too moral to do it. They lack both intelligence and morality, meaning they are unbound. We are dramatically more advanced than our opponents, but also bound by our own moral codes that prevent the necessary pragmatic action. We are a good man with a gun standing in front of the baby who will end human life. We know, intellectually, that we must kill the baby, but our morality will not allow us. So, are you advocating to wipe out most of humanity? Holy shit! Oh, even more cinephiles! Death Note review. A unique storyline with high IQ characters that do high IQ moves made for smart people. Dumb people will get a headache probably from all those big brain moves. It just can't fit in their head really. For this next one we have the Gladiator of Knowledge with a 153 IQ. Intellectual at heart. Feel free to add me if you consider yourself a gladiator of knowledge and wish to do battle, a battle of wits. Do not waste my time if your intelligence equates to that of the common man. I do not care for the mundane drivel of everyday life. I find solitude only in fierce scientific or philosophical debate, which is why you're putting this on friggin' Steam. We're just here to play games, man. Future politician, astrophysicist, Nobel Prize laureate, etc., etc. I am capable of sculpting my own future, really. A future so advanced, you wouldn't understand. I am far more smarter than I'm given credit for. Never underestimate me at all. Well, judging by your grammar, you may need to rethink that one. This next one was in response to being told that lay people aren't the best at dissecting COVID data and challenging the science. As someone who has been involved in scientific endeavors since my childhood, it infuriates me that so many people think questioning the science is denying the science. If we weren't allowed to question the science, I wouldn't love science so much. When I was in elementary school, just a mere child, I learned how to separate water into oxygen and hydrogen gas. I built a hydrogen reactor on my desk as a child. I even won a gold medal in the science fair for it. Never won it, just wanted it really bad. Not only was able to produce hydrogen and oxygen gas, but I was able to separate them and store them separately. I was even working on modifying an engine to burn hydrogen gas, but unfortunately, pre-ignition stopped me from using a traditional piston engine. This person thinks they're so smart. And now we got ourselves a certified, verified Reddit moment. Just based off a quick review of your posts, I know you don't have much going on in that skull of yours. Please keep enjoying drag racing in quotes. And by the way, do you have any degrees by chance in, say, any of the STEM fields? Yep. I know you don't, bud. Keep talking about who is smarter than who here when you clearly have said nothing of value this entire time. But at the end of this, you'll feel mighty good about yourself, like you really accomplished something. But you really didn't, though. Bigger question is, did you accomplish anything either by saying all of this? This next one's a message my friend received on a dating app, and boy is it a long one. So, what are you looking for here? Oh, what am I looking for? The ancient Greek philosopher Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, proposed the 4 temperaments. This is something I learned about by reading old Catholic books, where they use them in their parish pastoral care recommendations. Though I am a Christian, but they have some good historical records to learn from. Aren't Catholics Christian? I am trying to figure out if you're a primary and majority choleric, the leadership, visionary but curt and antisocial sort, like the Apostle Paul was believed to be. If you are, then I would probably annoy you with my verbose and academic tendencies, and likewise if you are over 40% choleric, then the impoliteness that is common to that temperament would also cause problems for me too. I myself am 25% phlegmatic, emotionally stable and passive from my mother, and 75% melancholic, intellectual, creative, and neurotic from my father's side. This means my perfect match is a 25% choleric, assertive and ambitious, with 75% sanguine traits, social, talkative, energetic, and extroverted. However, melancholic people can also form good friendships with other melancholic people, as they are the only kind who get along with their own kind. My uncle, for example, has had a long, successful marriage with another melancholic, but there is less chemistry than with a complementary match of opposites. If you are at all a social and talkative person that I can have long and interesting conversations with, then we might have good compatibility. I have used the Temperaments in business and relationships for the past 15 years, and it has never, not once, failed me in making accurate predictions. I have gone over the topic as quickly as I can, considering I could write a book on it. Seems like you already wrote half a book in this message alone. But if it was confusing, let me know and I could explain in more detail how the model works and how you can use it to quickly understand people. Actually, I'd rather not. It'd probably be longer than the Bible. And now we have an intellectual from r/anti-work. I am anti-work because I am pro-intelligence. Human were meant for more than staring at a computer screen for 8+ hours a day. Sorry you are anti-intellect, but your shortcomings are not mine. Enjoy your limited mental capacity for the blessing I'm sure that you assume it to be. Goodbye. For this next one, how incredibly edgy and misguided this is. Humans are savage beasts that sort of stumbled upon mathematics. Yeah, I'm sure it took no thinking power at all. We still act like animals. We're just really friggin' smart animals, but not smart enough to move past our animalistic instincts, and for that reason we are doomed. Doomed forever. For this next one, life would be easier if I was more dumb. I've brought up Demolition Man and Idiocracy so many times for the layman, in short, easy comments. I bring Brave New World in 1984 conversation talking to real people. Most people still don't see all the connections of 1984 to everyday world. Life would be easier if I was more dumb. For this next one, high IQ and intelligence. Note the spelling of intelligence there. Manna with 2 N's from heaven is a biblical concept and is different from manna with 1 N. And the intellectual replies, excuse me, but gamer culture supersedes a fake religion where only like one of my classmates is actually a Christian. I am an atheist because of my high IQ and intelligence. There are more gamers today than there are Christians, so manna is the correct. This has got to be satire. There is no one that actually refers to gamer culture like that. You belong on r/IAmVerySmart with your high IQ and intelligence with a lot of laughing emojis. Too bad you can't spell intelligence. To be fair, our planes of thought are so high we have no time to think of lowly things such as spelling. This next one is sharing his knowledge with this bunch of biscuits. Did this guy say he was driving a BMW truck? That was my reaction too, LMAO. It's funny, because Beamer isn't even correct. That's the nickname for the bikes. Technically, the cars are referred to as Bimmers, but that does not cover the SUVs, which are in fact not trucks. Edit, LMAO the downvotes. Sorry for the knowledge, you bunch of biscuits. Edit 2, you Muppets fail to understand that what everyone says and what's correct are in fact 2 different things, but I hardly expect much more from this crowd. But wait a minute, isn't language determined by the people who speak it? For this next one, kids are not quite smart, except for me, of course. I am the ascended child. It's for the view. More views equals more money, and the kids are not quite smart, except me, 14-year-old. They will don't stop watching the video, and this is how the YouTuber make money with a shit video on YouTube. There are quite a few kids who think they're the smartest in the world. Hopefully they grow out of this one. For this next one, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was replying to a psychopathic therapist. I told you about yourself because I don't want to know about you. I don't know who is keeping score, but I got several. Caucasian represents more than white. It covers Asian and Hispanic as well. You may not wear glasses, but you need them. Also, what's with owning a cat? Just asking because your response was littered in low self-esteem, as in my point in directing to you in the first place, that you do not see or think things through accordingly, as in believing that somehow if giving me information about yourself creates a security or an empathy on my part. I have none for you. I am not obligated as another human to do so, nor was I born to participate in such qualms, so telling me about yourself is quite pointless in the realm of realism, as if I was using my energy in the name of being right, instead of challenge. These fantasies people carry? Interesting. I have one question. What? For this next one, an atheist finds God, but it's too complicated to explain. Don't say TLDR without giving anything to read in the first place. Your post is way too vague as it is to get that many answers. And the reply? Well, I get often misunderstood, and I'm sure no one wants to care how I associated the observer effect in physics with the key to the absence of God's presence. If you look, you will not find as you may not see him. Somehow I'm linked in now with his absence as him speaking to me. Huh? And for this last one, I've never encountered anyone this delusional. I didn't even have to crop out their name, their endless monologuing did it for me. Damn, the monologue couldn't even fit in the post. 2. Then you haven't seen much, have you? But you prove a point. I am truly an exceptional individual. Read this comment thread and take a look upon it as if you were looking upon a lake of fish. What do you see? What's the most common sight? Drab, brown, boring little fish with no uniqueness, with behavior so predictable it might as well be a computer algorithm. Unexceptional commo nothings that you find everywhere. The average human truly is a disgrace, with no interest in anything, no aspiration, just wanting to have its basic needs met and live in relative comfort until it expires gracelessly. But then, what do you see? But a shimmering, fantastic rainbow of a fish, with a form that cannot be made out of perfectly glowing, shining, emanating rays of color and enlightenment and intrigue upon this world, exploring all it finds in the physical world and slaying its enemies. Even if 100 brown fish attacked, it would triumph. Such is the difference in life force between them. That fish is I, and this comment section, even with just a fraction of my power, you have noticed my towering uniqueness and specialness. For truly, humanity is filled with waste, save for various shining special ones, and it is the duty of those special ones to live and move and kill each other on a level the lessers cannot even detect. What? These last few have been confusing the hell out of me, so we're just gonna end it right here before my brain explodes. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Nightcrawler, Catalan, Cormetti, Bacon Cat, a jury of jubilantly juggling Jerry, Spoonie the Rogue, and Benjamins. You can join in a link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.